My biggest fight isn't against other people. It's not against my boss, my haters, my environment, or my circumstances. It's against me. Against the lazy me. Against the scared me. Against the weak me that wakes up every morning whispering, "Sleep a little longer. Take today off. You've earned a break. You're tired. You can't do this." That voice is silk soft and needle sharp. It strokes my ego with one hand while pressing a dagger to my ambition with the other. And if I let it, even for a heartbeat, it will cut the future out of me before the sun has risen. The alarm hasn't even finished its first scream before the war begins. My eyes open and I can feel the old version of myself already crawling up from yesterday's shallow grave. He smells like comfort. He smiles like mercy. But I know what he is. A serial killer of dreams. And I am his favorite victim. He tells me my bed is warm, the world is cold, and today doesn't matter. He hands me excuses the way a drug dealer hands out free samples. Try it. Just once. One morning off won't hurt. He's right. One morning won't hurt. It will destroy. Because one becomes two, two becomes habit, and habit becomes the coffin where potential is buried alive. So I swing my legs out of bed like I'm drawing a sword, and I stand up ready to kill. The first kill of the day is always mental. Before the cold water hits my face, before the iron finds my hands, I have to murder the negotiation going on in my skull. I don't debate, I don't bargain, I detonate. The voice says, "Skip the run." I lace the shoes tighter. The voice says, "Cut the reps." I double them. The voice says, "Call in sick." I show up earlier. Pain isn't the enemy. Hesitation is. Pain is the tax I pay for progress, and every drop proves the weak version of me was wrong again. Some days it's easy to swing the sword. Other days the sword feels welded to the stone and my will feels paper thin. There was a morning last winter, black ice on the road, bone-deep chill in the air, when the voice almost had me. My ankle was swollen from yesterday's sprints. Deadlines were stacked like tombstones. My phone buzzed with bad news before 5 a.m. The voice whispered, "Be logical. Rest. Heal. No one would blame you." For 3 full minutes I stood at the door, fingers on the knob, heartbeat arguing with brain beat. 3 minutes long enough to ruin a lifetime, because that's all it takes to step off the path and never find it again. I clenched my fists until my nails left crescents in my palms, felt the physical proof that I was still alive, still dangerous, still capable of choosing violence over comfort. And I ripped that door open like it was the throat of my limitations. I ran. Every step felt like grinding bone on bone. Every breath was a knife in the lung. And somewhere past mile 4, the weak voice died, screaming again. It will resurrect tomorrow. Good. I need the fight. Ease is anesthesia. Pain is proof of life. People romanticize discipline like it's a mystical aura that settles on the chosen. That's a lie. Discipline is self-inflicted brutality. It is throwing yourself into the furnace and daring the fire to break you. I train while muscles beg for mercy, because mercy is how mediocrity fertilizes itself. I study when the brain stutters, because ignorance is a predator that feasts on the unprepared. I work when others Netflix, because comfort is the silent partner of regret. Every repetition is a bullet through the skull of the quitter haunting my spine. This isn't a scoreboard sport. There is no arena big enough to contain the war inside a human mind. You and I could stand on the same platform, lift the same weight, run the same mile. But you would never know the heaviness I'm lifting in my head. The audience sees outcomes. I feel the onslaught. I don't chase being better than you. I chase unbeatable by me. Because if I conquer myself, There is no external foe big enough to matter. If I lose to myself, every external victory is cosmetic. Gold paint on a rusted cage. People love highlight reels. They clap for medals, repost record times, quote the sound bites. Let them worship the visible tip of the iceberg. They will never feel the freezing darkness below. The millions of private battles fought when no camera is rolling and no hand is clapping. The 4 a.m. alarms, the last rep after failure. The page of notes torn up and rewritten a 10th time. The apology swallowed because ego wanted to speak first. The meal prepped instead of the drive-thru. The hour of study when the body begged for bed. Each act is microscopic. Together, they are a tidal wave that reshapes continents. Winning is sedimentary, tiny layers of agony compacted into unbreakable stone. I'm tired of motivational posters that paint discipline as sunrise yoga and tidy checklists. Discipline is blood under the fingernails. Discipline is screaming into the void and hearing your own echo dare you to stop. Do you want honesty? Here, I fantasize about quitting every single day. I rehearse excuses in the shower. I bargain with myself in traffic. I've started workouts with tears mixing into sweat because the day already felt unwinnable. But fantasies don't lift iron. Excuses don't finish projects. Tears don't build legacies. Only action does. So I act, brutal and uninvited. Some people will call this obsession. Fine. I call it survival. Because the alternative is letting the weak version of me pilot this ship, and I know where he docks. Mediocrity, resentment, slow suicide of potential. There's a place I go in every workout, every study session, every business call. I call it the edge. It's the razor-thin boundary where capability ends and uncertainty begins. The weak voice hates the edge. It's cold, lonely, and costs more than it pays. At first. But the edge is where new territory is claimed, where the map extends, where tomorrow's confidence is minted with today's suffering. I stand on that blade daily. I bleed on it. I leave pieces of the old me sliced off and scattered like offering on ancient stone. Kill the quitter at dawn. Grind through daylight. Bury him at dusk. Sleep. Repeat. People ask, when does it get easier? It doesn't. I get stronger. The weight never apologizes for existing. I evolve until its threat becomes laughable. Then I hunt heavier iron. Growth is a staircase built with the corpses of your former selves. Step, kill, step, kill. Ascend by annihilation. Because the bullet that ends your ambition is fired from inside your own skull. So here is my last confession, carved in capital letters, so no one can pretend they didn't see it. You think the enemy is outside of you. You're wrong. The real enemy is you. And if you don't kill that version of yourself every day, he will kill every dream you have. This is war without end, and I refuse to lose.